To kick us off, hopefully she's ready to get started in introducing herself. We are being joined for the rest of this year, as well as for our work for next year, by Val Brooks, who is from CESA 8. So I'm gonna let her go ahead and introduce herself.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I forgot about that. Good morning, I'm Valerie Brooks. I am currently the Career and Tech Ed Coordinator for CESA 8. And I will be learning a little bit more with you about UDL and then implementing the trials practice in the fall.
So she is hopping on board with us as well as part of this UDL trials project. So we welcome her and we're excited to have her join us as well. What I would love to do kind of as our soft landing today is, as you think about this school year, it's coming down to the end. I'd love for you, if you have a piece of paper or something that you'd like to jot down, 5 words that you think describe the 24-25 school year that you've engaged in for this year. So go ahead, I'll give you a minute to jot down 5 words that would describe how this year has gone for you. All right, once you have your 5 words, I'm gonna have you open up your favorite AI tool, whether that be chat or Gemini or whatever you like. And I put a prompt, it's now sitting in your agenda if you need a good prompt, or some of you might be prompt wizards out there. But I want you to put those 5 words into your favorite AI tool and have it come up with one that best summarizes or encompasses all 5 of those words. We're gonna come up with one descriptive word for the 24-25 school year. And then once your favorite AI tool has the one that you think best fits, go ahead and drop that in the chat. What would be your one word that describes the 24-25 school year so far? I mean, we still have a little bit of time left.
I did put links to 3 common
Thanks, Joe.
AI tools.
Bit out overwhelmed for Stephanie. Then your mind kind of runs through what do we think the 5 words that Stephanie put in AI might have been for the year. Ooh, Jake, I like that one. Empowering. Growth oriented. That's a good one. I like that. Immersive. I like that one, Val. Dynamic. Journey. Violent weather words. So your school year has been violent weather words. Rachel. Okay, I can see why you need the burger and the shake. Frenzy. Love that. How many of you think your words that AI spit out for you were pretty strong words that combined your 5? If you had to rate AI's, would it be a thumbs up, an in between, or a thumbs down as far as what it gave you? Carrie Jo said pretty good. Val said pretty good. Jake likes his too. Sherry likes hers. I like it. All right. Well, thank you for engaging in that with us. We've been working on our action packs here at CISA 7. And have any of you created your ChatGPT action figure yet out there? It's interesting to see what it gives you. All right. We are now going to go into breakout rooms right away. We're sending you off this morning. And we would love for you to engage in a discussion around this 4-square connection. So if you click in the agenda, this is one single document that all of you will have the opportunity to contribute to. So we're really looking for overall you connecting and reflecting on the year as a whole, as well as some of the materials and resources that we've engaged in throughout the year, just to provide us with some feedback for next year, but also to just get that conversation going. One of the things that we've heard is that it's always nice to talk with and connect with other districts that are engaging in the work right now. So we're gonna send you off into mixed breakout rooms for about 10 minutes. And you can talk about any of the 4 squares. If you get to all 4, great. But feel free to add any bullet points to any of those squares. So we're really looking for feedback around that day-long kickoff meeting that we had at the beginning of the year. Parts of the forward community that were helpful, or maybe some suggestions you might have for additions to make that more useful. Additional UDL training or topics that you feel would be helpful for you to engage in. And then what are your next steps? We'd love to hear from you as well. What are your next steps with the trials process? Where are you going next? So those are the 4 questions that are in that 4 square. I think that Joe has you set up and ready to invite you into a breakout room. We will send you off for 10 minutes. Try to pick someone that will kind of summarize your thoughts when you come back, would be great. So we'll see you in about 10 minutes.
Looks like we have a couple people back on, a couple people maybe still reading. I don't know if you heard Gillette had a comment about collaborative teams. Is that right, Sean? Just that would be an area of focus moving forward, those structures for those times that teachers are coming together.
Yes.
Yeah. Any other thoughts on strengths or areas of growth that you could see this content really helping in your school or district? I see a comment. Rachel says phase 1 is where we'll need to start.
I think that systematizing piece is, and also I'm a team, so I'm speaking from my my opinion, but I think that's what was missing. And I think we started off on phase 2. And, you know, if I or we would have been able to solidify that phase 1, I wonder if we would be at a different part in our trials or if it would look different here.
And just to echo what Rachel's saying, we did not, and we needed to build capacity first because we jumped in too fast. We did not have our systems in place to support the UDL trials the way it needed to be done with fidelity. So there was just too much confusion. A lot of fantastic opportunities to learn and grow from this year, and I think that's what we took away from this process. But I was asked to put together a coaching service plan for our team to present, but I think this will add so much more depth and breadth to our district leadership team to understand what we need going forward. So I thank you guys for that. So thank you.
Happy to hear that this is a right fit for where people are saying they are right now.
Yeah, I'll share, Carrie Jo, from my lens of an external coach. I appreciate a lot of things about this, including that you did this as a Google Doc. I'm thinking about how I can maybe add tabs on the left-hand side for phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, so that when we meet with districts, we're not overwhelming them with something like this and seeing every single time we meet where they're at in a multi-year or multi-phase process, but say we can celebrate each time with a more in-depth, this is where we've been, this is where we're at now, this is where we're going. And I appreciate just the Google Doc that we can fit in personalized features about the PD within a single district. So thank you for that. That'll be very helpful.
You bet. It was a good collective group effort on that. Other thoughts or comments or things that stood out to you? Thinking about a leadership toolkit, meetings with leadership, areas of focus, areas of growth. Well, thank you. Thanks for the feedback you did provide. And again, it sounds like this is a good next step for a lot of teams and people. The ultimate dream would be that this would someday live on the Forward community, just like the Mentor Toolkit does currently. We're starting small with some few districts that are engaging in this work so that we can continue to grow and build and learn as we develop it. So more to come, but appreciate the time today to be able to share and get some feedback and input.
Perfect. Thanks, Carrie Jo. And we are right on time, so I might have to go buy a lottery ticket today. Right to the minute. So we are going to take a 10-minute break and we will come back together right at 10 a.m. See you back soon. Welcome back, everyone. Hopefully you had a good break. We are now going to just get into a really quick check-in as to where our districts are at as far as in the midst of trial 2, wrapping up trial 2. I know we have one district that's getting ready to kick off trial 3, but I would love to hear from you. Pick one of these questions to answer maybe. What is a takeaway you had? Is there a celebration? What are you hearing from teachers or maybe from students? And then what are your next steps? So pick one of those questions to respond to and let us know where you're at currently in the implementation trials. So I think we have, I lost count again, 4 districts that are with us, or
I'm gonna put them in random breakout rooms. So they can
actually I wanted to do a whole group share.
Oh, a whole group share.
Yeah, we're gonna just do a whole group share, so, does one of our districts wanna share where you're at? I see Tina's unmuted, so I don't know if she's ready to.
I can share. We are just collecting our data for our second trial. we're gonna celebrate the positives this year and also the things that we learned about this so that our work in the future can be even better. There were some things I think that we could have done better, and that's how we learned. So that's kind of where we're at right now.
Tina, can I give you a follow-up question if you're ready for it? What would be one of the things that you would do differently?
I think what would have been best for us is if we had, because we have a year of concentrating on PD for UDL this year, which has been awesome. But then we're also doing the trials. I think the two of those things together was overwhelming. I think like 1 year of the PD would have been awesome, and then the next year doing the trials.
Oh, great feedback. Thank you for sharing. Gillette or Two Rivers, want to talk about where you're at?
So in Rivers, we just started the trial 2. And I think just the biggest thing is just time. You know, there's so much that goes into this, and like I just feel like we just get a conversation going, and then oh, time's up, we have to go to our next hour, and then so I think we're going to be kind of stuck here.
As far as being able to come together and
Mhm.
really chat about where you're at. Okay.
Yeah, you know, and then it's just a tough time of year right now with state testing that everybody is trying to figure out too. So that's all.
Thanks for sharing, Sherry.
Or-
Sean, you are unmuted now.
Yep, now I'm unmuted. So we actually are kicking off trial 3 this afternoon. And I think kind of a takeaway from reflecting on trial 2 is looking at the data we've collected, it's showing that we are making progress and changes are happening. Hopefully based on the changes we're making in our planning for instruction using, UDL. So that's kind of it's a celebration, but it's also, that's the takeaway from trial 2. And it's kind of just keep going with it. That's what I've learned through the process. We gotta keep going, and we deal with the road bumps as they come and adjust as needed. And there's really no right or wrong way. And that's okay. We can be flexible. So
Love that. It's definitely a learning process as you go, right? You have to be flexible. Our CISA folks, do you have anything to share about any of the districts that you're currently working with?
I'm working,
Go ahead, Wendy. Go ahead.
I'm working with Loyal right now, and I guess the discussion that people have said about like barriers, chunks of time, would be one that I would agree with, that I would say is hard, because in my current situation, it's a PLC time that's only 45 minutes, so we never really get to dig in really deep. Also I don't know if it was Two Rivers or somebody was talking about the year of PD. So like I would concur with that, because we jumped right into the trials, not getting the leadership team really on board and not getting everybody really from the whole district on board. And we were kind of siloed in that I just had a couple of teachers who wanted to try some stuff, and then other teachers were like, well, why can't we do that? And then these leaders were like, well, who are you? What is this? Is this going against what we really want to get done in our district and what our goals are? So it felt very like I could have used a year for them on board to like get everybody on the same page. Yeah, that's what I would say. Thank you.
Thanks, Wendy. Carrie Jo?
Sure. At Lakeland Union High School, we are in trial 2 with our second cohort. That school is actually running the trials for all staff members eventually. We're just having cohorts of people right now and starting with some of those that are maybe more interested in the work and starting to lead it. So we are in trial 2 of cohort 2, and we'll be collecting and finishing collecting data for that coming up soon here, I think beginning of May. And then we are not moving forward into trial 3 just based on the timing of the school year. So just doing those 2 trials. Wausau School District's transition to more leadership support right now and put pause on the trials after trial 2 had started, just because they recognize that they have had a lot of turnover and they need to work internally to build better capacity before continuing to engage more in the trials. So that's where we are in those districts.
Thanks for the update. Get everyone? Nice. Sounds like some great work and some good reflection. Joe, were you gonna say something?
Anything from Nina? Did we hear from Nina? I missed.
We did not hear from Nina.
So I think where we are right now is just learning experience for us. We want to focus on building internal capacity as well. Really wanting to understand the entire process and how we can onboard staff better in a more cohesive manner. Understand the trial process in terms of our systems development. So I think that's where we want to start next year. We have a commitment from our superintendent for the UDL process and implementation. So I think that's where we are going to start. So the 3-year service plan was incredibly beneficial to see today. So I just want to thank you for putting that together.
Great, thank you, Katie. Any other thoughts before we transition? I think it's wonderful to hear all the work that everyone's doing around the area in this work. All right. I am going to again turn it over now to Michelle and Joe, who are gonna talk to you a little bit more about the showcase that is coming up and make sure that we're all prepared for that.
So thank you very much. A few things that we want to clarify as we get started thinking about our May showcase. First off, there is a registration link, and even if you are presenting, in order to get the accurate Zoom link, you will need to click on the registration link and register. Last year, we kind of just had registration interest come to me via email. And this year we needed a bit of a more formalized approach to manage. We have, perhaps a DPI watch party that's going to be happening and some districts that are interested who are not part of the trials that want to come and see the impact of the work. So in order to be sure that we can plan appropriately and make sure we have enough spots for all the presentations and do the timing, this is something that's going to be beneficial. And we know then that you will have the appropriate Zoom link. Other thing, I believe everyone on our meeting today has signed up for a meeting check-in that will showcase check-in. April 30th is our last time for a showcase check-in. So in looking at the schedule, one of the things that will happen at the check-in is you will get to pick your time slot for your presentation. So we have folks that did their check-in in March, I believe on the 28th, and they have picked their time slots. So again, the check-in helps us in 2 ways. It helps you be able to pick when you would like to present throughout the day. It also will give us an understanding of the technology platform that you're going to use, if you're going to use slides or video, etc. Whatever you choose for your presentation platform, I just want to make you aware it is due by May 8th. If you can send the link to Joe and myself, that would be very helpful. We do put together a participant document and we put together a slide deck that will be placeholders for the different presentations. This year, so it isn't so clunky, we're going to link the presentations right in one common slide deck so that you don't have to worry about necessarily hitting play on your video and so forth. Joe and I can take care of all the logistics and you can focus on any information that you want to share or doing a little Q&A after each session as well. So with that said, those are kind of our 3 reminders to register, to schedule that check-in meeting, and then we will need your presentation link or video link or the download of your video or whatever other platform you're using by May 8th. So with that said, we do have the trials showcase guidance that kind of tells you the whole depth of the presentation. A reminder, we're looking at 10-minute presentations. So if you're having multiple schools present together, we do need to know that in advance as well, so that we can block a bigger chunk of time off for those presentations. And then these will give you some ideas of how to tell your story, some questions that you might want to answer with your story, areas to include as far as artifacts and examples, and then things that you could highlight to show the impact of the trials at your district level. Joe, other thoughts?
No, I appreciate that people have been going in and registering now, so we've gotten a couple of those registrations during this time.
All right, that's awesome. Thank you so much. I'm going to open the floor up for any questions that any of you have around our showcase. Just a reminder, the showcase will be recorded, and the recordings then do go on the UDL Forward community. So a few things to think about as you start either planning or developing your presentation. For those of you that are new this year and want to check out the presentations from last year, you can find those on the UDL Forward community. I believe, Joe, they're in the Trials Mentor user group. Is that correct?
They're in both places and they're listed in the featured.
Okay. So again, if you'd like to see some samples, the UDL Forward community is going to be your door to some of the showcase presentations from last year. And without further ado, we want to make sure that you have time to connect with each other on your presentation. So we're giving you some work time. If in fact you are thinking that during this work time you'd like to try and squeeze in a check-in appointment with us, feel free to do that. We're here. We don't want to interrupt your work time, but we also know this might be a way to work a little bit more efficiently, knowing that time can be a barrier in the process. So if we have no questions, we will depart, give you
30 minutes.
30 minutes of work time, nice chunk, and we'll get back together. So any final thoughts before we go to work time?
Okay, I'm opening rooms that are separated by district. And for those of you that are one-off folks here, I'm leaving you in the main room, and then we can decide what you'd like to do with that time. So Wendy, how can we support you at this time? You're muted, So I can't hear you.
I think I'm just trying to get everything kind of organized and like we're probably a little bit behind the 8 ball here in that they're just working through the first trial now, and I'm going out next week to do the data collection for the end of trial 1 because we're on a trimester system, so we might not have a complete picture for the showcase, but we'll have something ready to go.
Yeah, that's great. And that's okay. I mean, even the story of not being able to start later and that it's a trimester system, those are all important things. And there's no minimum requirement for a minimum of 5 minutes. I think 5 minutes is a good starting point to think about telling a story, but all of those pickups are even more helpful to people who want to pick up a process.
Right.
From workarounds that you've discovered.
Yeah, I think so. I think I'm good. I think I just need to spend the time to do it. So I appreciate the time.
All right, sounds good.
And you are scheduled for 9 o'clock on the 30th.
Yes,
Okay.
I just did that. Yep.
Perfect. Thank you.
All right. Sounds good. Thank you, ladies, for all that you do.
Hey,
All right.
Wendy, if you're gonna leave, would you please take the after meeting user group survey?
Okay, sounds
Thank
good. Thank you.
All right. Take care. Sean.
Okay, sorry, I had to step away for a minute, so I missed. Are we talking about the,
Work time for the presentation right now?
right, okay.
So is there anything that we can do to support you right now?
No, I think we have kind of an outline of our presentation, and I have a small group that's going to start really digging into the details and putting it together during our in-service on Monday, this coming Monday. So I have some time carved out to work together on that. So we're kind of on track.
Okay, great. And then we're meeting with you on the 30th at 8 o'clock in the morning.
Yep.
Wonderful. If you choose to get off of the Zoom meeting right now, would you please take the after session mentor user group survey before you leave?
Oh, sure. I will do that.
Okay, I appreciate that. Thanks, Sean. Hey, Carrie Jo.
Hi.
Hi. Is there anything we can do to kind of support you in getting the stories of, will Lakeland Union be the only district?
We'll share WASA's journey a little bit and some of the trial work that they did as well. And Mia will probably, I haven't worked in Edgar, that's been solely Mia, so she'll have Edgar to share. And then Lakeland Union, yeah. So I was just thinking I'm there tomorrow for observations, and I need to start thinking about like teachers to get some testimonials from or some way or format to share what they've learned. So Mia and I need to collaborate on that, but we will have something that has all 3 of those districts combined into a presentation of some sort. So
are you feeling like you would like the 30 minutes for all 3? What do you think your time frame is going to be?
that's a great question.
Well, and I mean, if you need
20
some
minutes
time-
is enough, I think.
Pardon?
I'm thinking like 20 minutes would be plenty.
Okay.
Yeah. And if that changes, I'll connect with Mia and let you know, but I think 20 is probably a pretty good guesstimate.
Okay, well, we'll put you into a block if you guys can share your presentation.
Yeah, you bet. And I know I have logistical stuff for Lakeland Union. There's been so many teachers and so many things. So like I had them write like how many for sure are in your class with an IEP and like all those things. So now we're like, we need to get that info in. So I will work on that too.
Right, okay. Okay.
Okay.
Will you please take the after session survey?
You bet. Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds good. Okay. Have a good day.
Thanks, Carrie.
Thanks.
Bye.
All right, welcome back, everybody. I hope that time was fruitful for you to begin or continue planning for your showcase. If you have any questions about the showcase come up that we can attempt to answer for you right now. Can somebody let me know that you're hearing me because we switched our microphone?
Yes, you got thumbs up.
Okay, great. All right, any questions that have come up? If you said something before, I didn't hear you because I think my speaker was off. All right. Our next meeting date is the last date of 24-25, and that is our showcase on May 14th from 9 until 2. We're going to have mentor presentations. We have folks that have registered from the DPI. We have folks that have registered from other projects. So it really truly is going to be a showcase of the successes and the barriers that we've experienced implementing trials this year with teacher groups to make sure we have UDL work happening at the classroom level and that we can study the impact. So if you would please click into the after session mentor user group survey, and we'll put that link into the chat so that it's easy for you to get there. If you can't find the tab that currently has the agenda on it. So I put that link to the survey into the chat. And are there any final thoughts about the work up to this point in our mentor meetings that you'd like to share as we say goodbye for now?
Just one reminder, Joe and I will be presenting the data from your trials work to DPI. That's part of our deliverables, but we also like to use that as opening to the showcase so that we can really say, here's how many students have been touched by this work, etc. If you have not filled in your data yet for your trials, even trial 1, or if you haven't submitted your data collector sheet to Joe or myself by this point, please keep in mind that May 8th is the absolute deadline for receiving your data as well. We do want to be able to share out at the showcase, you know, how many folks we've really been able to collaborate with, team with, and how many students have been exposed to and benefited from UDL practices at the classroom level.
Yes, thank you.
Yes, you're welcome.
All right. Well, with that being said, I'd like to say a huge thank you and appreciation for all the work that you've each put in for this year. I can't wait to see you at the showcase. We will hear from Niagara also, who's in their 2nd year of the trials, but without being part of the project. So we can see what it looks like when people graduate from our work and take it on their own in their district. So we're looking forward to that story too. All right, have a good afternoon, and we will see you in a month.
What?
We got an email that said that Mia wasn't available. We were gonna meet it.
Hey, Jake.
I was just sticking around for that same thing. I see not everyone's available to talk the contract for next year, so perhaps some other dates will be thrown out.
Okay, did you mute?
I am not muted now, so go ahead and speak, Kim.
You're not, okay. Okay. So did you, because he would get something for state? No, okay, okay. But he's part of the state meeting. Okay. Got it.
Jake, did you guys get grant money for next year? Is that as part of
I believe my director got a statement of deliverables, so perhaps, but I don't know. I don't know where it's at and if it's been approved yet or not.
Got it.
Jake, one thing that you might want to check into is if that project is to work specifically with Reedsburg, because one of the things that we want to be sure is if the project is identifying districts that were previously fee for service, that may be taking away some revenue from CISA's agency, again, with the grant dollars, and I don't know if that would, you know, be a wash or not. So those are some things just to keep in mind.
Okay,
All right, great.
all
Have a-
right.
Have a great
Yeah,
afternoon.
thanks. Yeah, thanks for a great meeting. I'll take care.
Bye.
Thanks, Jake. Bye.
Thank you.